What are the top 3 businesses that I would not get involved in? Hi, my name is Duarte. I'm a business coach and consultant. I've been doing this for a couple of decades. This is what I know and I've learned. I've analyzed hundreds, if not thousands, of businesses in the last 33 years, and I think you can benefit from this. Coming in at number 3 is bars and nightclubs. The reason why you want to stay away from them is because, first of all, 60% of them fail within the first year. And if they do manage to survive past the first year so that they can complete their lease and not lose everything, then what happens is the 80% rule of failure applies within 3 to 5 years. The reason for such a high rate of failure is because it is dependent on taste, right, and trends. And so sometimes a bar is going to inexplicably be very, very popular, and other times it is not. And the prediction factor, because you are predicting is people's tastes, is very tough to do. And the other thing too is that your nightclub might be hot one day, all of a sudden there's an incident, and it loses its luster, and it's downhill from there. So it is a very, very risky business, and I certainly would recommend you not getting involved in it unless you know it inside out and you've been doing it for many, many years. Coming in at number 2 is retail businesses. Retail, and it doesn't matter what kind of retail. We're talking about clothing stores, shoe stores, that type of mom and pop shops where you have to have brick and mortar. This is truly, truly tough. Unless you have a great following on social media and with your community, I definitely would caution you to stay away from it. Simply because, once again, failure rates, 80% of them will fail within 3 years. 96% of them are going to never pass their 10-year mark. So you have to be very, very cautious of how you're going to set up such a business. And unless you're great at marketing and understand it completely and have, again, a good following in your community, and maybe even venture to the online world, it's going to be extremely tough for you to survive in the retail space. So that is number 2 I would definitely stay away from. What you have to understand with retail businesses is that you have usually a high cost lease, and years ago it would be great because we all depended on foot traffic, but foot traffic is going down. People are using the internet to buy stuff now more than ever. It's just very risky. I just don't see the upside in it because too many of them fail, and I just don't like it. I'm always very cautious about advising people to get in it. One last thing about retail spaces too. People think that, and this is really one of the main reasons why people fail in the retail space, is that they have a high rent. They set the costs of setting up the retail store is usually quite high as well. So the sunken costs are high, just like for a nightclub and bar. And then not only have you put in that sunken cost, but you have that high lease cost, and then you've got to do marketing. A lot of people don't understand that you've got to spend at least what you're spending on your lease on marketing to be successful, and that's to have a good shot at it. So for these reasons, all of these 3 businesses that I'm going to mention, especially and including number 1, you should not get involved unless you are prepared to be very cautious and take the advice that I just gave. Now, number 1, if you guessed restaurants, you are correct. Restaurants, similar to nightclubs and bars, they have a 60% chance of a failure rate in the first year alone. It's a hit and miss. You are getting into a restaurant, you're putting in all kinds of equipment to make sure that you run the kitchen properly, and the kitchen equipment is very expensive. You are looking at the decor, You're spending a lot of money, so the sunken costs are tremendous. And then, of course, lease space, unless again you own the property, and that's an added cost. And after all of that, you've got operating costs and marketing costs. A lot of times people have put so much money into their restaurants, into the setup, that they don't have enough for marketing. It's a disaster. So I would definitely recommend against them, because you're talking about trends and tastes, and sometimes it's going to go in your favor and sometimes it isn't, and the costs of getting one up and going is just too high for the risk of success. There are a lot of businesses that you can start with a lot less capital costs. As a matter of fact, I have videos on businesses that you can start with less than $1,000 and very little skill, and so there is just no reason why you want to put in such sunken costs and high risk into something that is really, really risky. Why not start something smaller and get it going, and you can grow it over time? Much less risk and much better for you. So I hope that this is helpful. If you need to contact me or have any comments, please do put them in the comments section. I'd love to hear them, or I'd love to see them. And please follow me if you don't. And I will see you tomorrow.